BlueBay Grand Esmeralda is one of those resorts that you don't always hear about first when planning a Riviera Maya vacation. But once you start digging, you realize it has been a staple in Playa del Carmen for years. This is a large all-inclusive property located on a stretch of coastline just north of the main Playa del Carmen town, set within mangroves, palm groves, and open gardens. On paper, it looks like a 5-star experience, almost 1,000 rooms, multiple pools, direct beach access, a spa, and a whole roster of restaurants. But like every resort, the reality has both highlights and challenges, and that's exactly what we are going to cover. From the moment you arrive, you will notice the size of the resort. It's huge. The grounds stretch across 180 hectares, with buildings spread out among gardens and mangroves. For some travelers this feels luxurious. You are not cramped together, you can take a walks and you get the tropical jungle by the sea vibe. For others the size can be frustrating. You will often rely on golf carts to get from one area to another, and while those cars to run regularly, they can be slow or crowded, especially during peak times. It's one of the first small trade-offs of choosing BlueBay: spacious grounds but more logistics. Let's talk about the rooms. The resort has nearly 979 rooms spread across several low-rise buildings. They come in different categories: standard rooms, suites, swim-up rooms, and ocean view options. Decor tends to be simple and functional, with hints of Mayan-inspired touches. Balconies or terraces are standard, which is nice for morning coffee or evening drinks. Guests often report that the rooms are spacious, clean, and comfortable, but they are not flashy. This is not a luxury boutique experience with cutting-edge design. Some travelers mention signs of wear and tear, small maintenance issues, older furniture in certain buildings, or bathrooms that could use refreshing. If you are picky about your room, paying for an upgraded category or newly renovated wings is worth it. One thing to note: Wi-Fi in the rooms has long been a sticking point. In the past it was either paid or limited to certain areas, and even today many guests say the signal can be unreliable. Yet constant connectivity is important. You may find yourself frustrated. Some travelers just embrace the disconnect as part of the vacation, but it's fair to call this out or a negative. When it comes to food and drink, BlueBay Grand Esmeralda offers variety. There are 6 a la carte restaurants alongside the main buffet. You will find French, Italian, Mexican and Asian cuisine, plus a grill option. The buffet covers international staples and local dishes, and it's large enough to handle the resort's capacity. Reviews are mixed, and they're typical for all-inclusive resorts. Some guests rave about the French restaurant, calling it a highlight of the trip. Others say food is fine but not amazing. A common tip: make your restaurant reservation early, ideally as soon as you arrive, because slots fill quickly. If you only show up at the peak dinner time, expect waits or limited choices. Drinks are part of the all-inclusive packages, with bars scattered around the property, including a sports bar and poolside spots. Cocktails are standard resort fare. You will get margaritas, pina coladas, mojitos, but don't expect craft mixology. A few reviewers mention that drinks feel watered down or lack consistency, while others are perfectly satisfied sipping by the pool. Tipping the bartenders often result in stronger pour and faster service. Now onto the pools and beach. This is where the resort shines and struggles at the same time. BlueBay Grand Esmeralda has 3 main pools and a separate kids pool. They are spacious, clean, and surrounded by loungers and umbrellas. Families love the kids area, and adults often gravitate toward quieter pool zones. Activities like aqua aerobic, pool volleyball, and casual games keep the energy up, while others prefer to just relax with a drink. The beach is beautiful in theory, wide stretches of white sand and turquoise water, but there is a hidden side. Parts of the shoreline are rocky. Some areas can be difficult to swim in without water shoes. There are also seasonal challenges with seaweeds, just like most of the Riviera Maya. At times the staff works hard to clear it, but nature doesn't always cooperate. For some guests, this is a deal breaker, for others it's just part of the Caribbean reality. If you want perfect swimmable beaches every single day, you may need to adjust expectations, but when conditions are good, the beach here delivers the postcard Caribbean vibe. For families, the resort is accommodating. There is a kids club, organized games, a splash pool, and entertainment designed for young travelers. Parents often appreciate the balance between adult relaxation and kid-friendly options. Nightly entertainment includes live shows, dance and music. It's not Broadway quality, but it keeps the evening lively and social. If you want total quiet nights, this may not be the right fit, but if you like resort energy, it works. The spa is pleasant surprise. There is a hydrotherapy circuit with steam, sauna and thermal pools, as well as massage cabins, some of which can be set up right by the beach. It's not a massive destination spa, but it's more than many mid-range all-inclusive resort offer. Guests who use this often call it one of the highlights. Now let's get into the downside and hidden truths. Beyond Wi-Fi and rocky beach sections, several travelers mention the presence of timeshare pitches. Sales reps may approach you with others, and while some guests simply say no and move on, others find it instructive. Service is another area that divides opinion. Many staff members are prized as friendly and hardworking, but there are also reviews about slow service, long waits for golf carts, or delayed response from the front desk. Again, this is a large resort, so a little patience goes a long way. Food, as mentioned, is solid but not gourmet. Drinks are fine but not spectacular. Rooms are spacious but can be dated. The value proposition is clear. BlueBay Grand Esmeralda is not aiming to be a top luxury resort. It's aiming to give you a big tropical family-friendly vacation at a reasonable price point, and in that category it succeeds. One other hidden truth: the sheer size means you should plan your days. If you don't book your dinner early, you might miss out. If you expect the golf carts to be instant, you will be annoyed. If you walk the grounds instead, it's actually quite pleasant, but it's the midday heat, it can be tiring. Being strategic makes a big difference. When comparing BlueBay to higher-end properties like Paradisus or Riviera Grand, the differences are obvious. The luxury resorts have more polished service, higher food quality and more refined rooms. But they also come at much higher price. For travelers who want the Riviera Maya experience without overspending, BlueBay offers value. Booking platforms generally rated around 7.2 to 7.5 out of 10. Good but not exceptional. That matches the reality. It's good for what you pay, with both perks and quirks. If you are planning to stay here, a few tips to improve your experience. First, book your a la carte restaurants as soon as possible, ideally for the following day. Second, tip the golf cart drivers and bartenders. Service improves dramatically. Third, bring water shoes if you plan to swim in the ocean. Fourth, consider over-the-counter stomach remedies, just in case, as some guests report mild digestive issues. Finally, don't rely on Wi-Fi, download what you need in advance. To wrap it up, BlueBay Grand Esmeralda is not flawless, but it delivers on its promise. You get expensive grounds, multiple pools, varied dining and private beach, family-friendly activities and a decent spa. You also get some frustration. Slow service at times, rocky swimming spots, average food and drinks and imperfect connectivity. If you're okay with those trade-offs, you can enjoy a fun, affordable, all-inclusive vacation on the Riviera Maya. If you expect high-end perfection, this is not the place. But for many, the combination of price, setting, and energy makes it a solid choice, especially for families and groups looking to enjoy Mexico without breaking the bank.